We got the general authentication logic implemented. Now there's one tiny optional change I want to make. We got a lot of auth-related logic here in app.js, and you can keep it there. But I personally think a custom hook, which would manage all this user auth-related data and logic, would be quite neat. We could take all that state here, the login and the logout function, and these two useEffect calls, and we could cut it all from here if we have a properly implemented hook. So we'll add my own hook here, the auth hook, and in there export a function, use auth, or however you want to name it, and then there paste in everything I just cut from app.js. Now in here, I of course need to import some things from React. I need to import use state, I need to import use callback and use effect. And I also here, of course, want to have my logout timer. So I'll cut this variable here as well and add it as a variable outside of my hook here. Now this hook should return something. It should return access to my login and logout functions as well as information about the state. So I will return token here, I will return login, and I will return logout in this object I return overall from my hook. And now in app.js, we can import use auth from shared hooks, auth hook, and then just call it like this here, use auth, and we get back an object which we can destructure, which has the token, which has the login and the logout function. Here at the bottom, I also want the user ID, so in the auth hook, we should return this as well. It is a state of this hook, so of course we can simply return user ID, this state here. I simply return this here as well, and therefore in app.js we can extract it. We can extract user ID from the object useAuth returns. And with that, our app.js file should work as before. Everything should work as before. We can now just clean up some unused imports here. But we shouldn't have any changes in the app functionality. So if I log in here, this should still work. If I reload, this works. If I manually log out, I stay logged out. If I log in again thereafter, this should also work again. Yeah, looking good. If I try to edit my place here, well, I have no places. So if I add a place here, Marienplatz, you know the place, Marienplatz 1, and pick my image and click add place. This also works. I can retrieve it here. I can add it. So clearly my token is managed correctly. Otherwise the backend would complain. I can reload. And this therefore is all looking pretty neat. So with that, we added authentication. And I think with the auth hook, we also were able to outsource all the core auth logic into a separate file and therefore keep our app.js file really lean.